I think you always, when you dig around and find a play from the past, you've got to consider, is it still saying anything to us today? But in that it's about a woman, case-based, combining being a mother and a wife with a career. I mean, the post-First World War was a time of women entering the labour market in a way that perhaps they hadn't before the First World War, and wanting to be independent and wanting to find themselves and wanting to be something other than wives and mothers. And therefore anything that is about that is of course relevant, because the issues around somebody wanting to have children and be a wife perhaps and be a working woman with a career it's still not easy. So anything that from the past that helps to enlighten those issues is likely to be relevant to us today still, and this is.
As Sam said, it's that battle that I think it is a really hot topic now. You know, in lots of newspapers and magazines, there's loads of articles about, can you have everything, can a woman have it all, and are you sacrificing your womanhood if you follow a career path? So it's sort of that side of it, but also someone who's sort of quite, what's the word? She's quite fragile in a way, and she is sort of alone in a very busy world, and trying to sort of make sense of it all, and her marriage and what it means and what the truth of it is. And it's also that massive subject of sort of the things that aren't said in families that are hidden, and every family has family secrets and deals with them differently, and it's sort of how those things do or don't come out and what the consequences of them are.
And Eustace is a man who sort of lives by appearances in a way. He's somebody who presents an image of being very successful, very wealthy, a sort of entrepreneur type character, living a very relaxed and I don't know, upper class lifestyle. And actually, behind this facade, his world is often in deep crisis, because he's not that good as an entrepreneur, and he's often in financial difficulties. And it's how those sort of financial difficulties impact on his family, in particular on his wife, and how he tries to preserve a sense of his own self-worth when his world is sort of crumbling around him.
It's another relevance, isn't it? Obviously the position of women in society, but now with all sorts of financial ventures hitting the buffers in this economic crises that have been going on for a few years now, Eustace is probably a very modern character in that extent.
Very.
Trying to keep everything up in the air, and investing here and investing there and selling then and selling here, and it going wrong.
Absolutely.
Sort of living on credit all the time,
yes,
in
yes.
every sense.
Yes, yes.
Anything could fall away at any minute.
Yes, Eustace is living on a lot of credit before there were such things as credit cards to do it with.
Yes.
Yes.
And also the sort of person who would be dealing in subprime mortgages.
Yes.
I mean, and sort of passing on packages that nobody really knew what was in them, but they've got huge value, so you sell it to somebody else. In Eustace's case, he often buys rather a lot and isn't able to shift them on because he doesn't do it very well.
I always love being here. So partly because the audience is so close and it's in the round, that you have nowhere to escape to, so you have to be completely honest with what you're doing all the time. And when I watch stuff here, you feel so involved in everything going on stage. So I think it's a beautiful asset to have in a play like this, especially when there's quite a lot of scenes with the two of us, or two people on stage, and it becomes sort of, you're watching something really intimate. It feels kind of slightly voyeuristic, I suppose, but in a way that's so exciting to be a part of, to see and to play. I think it's scary having people that close, but I love it myself.